cruise news time, and we've got another cruiser out there making the big mistake, and it's causing a lot of turmoil. Stuck in Jamaica, and it's partly their own doing. Also, Carnival making some big changes. They've got a old favorite dining option coming back. They're tweaking their whole room service system, and well, do you love the Wi-Fi like I do? They're making a change to that on Carnival also. And I got to talk about this. I just got off of a cruise. I got to talk about, can we talk about the casinos? Can we talk about one thing that I got completely frustrated watching people do on my last cruise in the casino? Cruise news. And of course, my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views. It is Sunday, the 11th of September, 2022. Happy first day of the week. How about that? I got a lot to tell you today, but obviously, we have returned from Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas. We're back in the LLLHQ, the headquarters, and I'm only going to be here for a few days. I'm back on the road again on Wednesday. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Actually, I'm wearing myself out a little bit. I got to get a big sleep or two while I'm at home because I stayed up every night late on the cruise. Cruise news story number one. Let's talk about this Houston lady who went on the Carnival Vista and, she's now stuck in Jamaica. And you may be asking, well, how did she get stuck in Jamaica, Mon? Well, it wasn't because she ate a bad beef patty. It was because she had a respiratory illness, and when they looked at her on the cruise ship, she was on the cruise ship when she started feeling sick on the Carnival Vista. She visited the medical staff there, and they said, well, whatever you got going on is more extensive than what we can deal with. We're going to refer you to Shoreside Medical, and the closest doctor that they could get her to was in Montego Bay, Jamaica. She went to the medical facilities in Montego Bay, Jamaica. They made her wait for an extended period of time, she said, as she was tested for COVID and found out that she did not have COVID. And then on further examination, they found out she had full-on pneumonia. And so now she is laid up, getting oxygen, all that stuff in Montego Bay, Jamaica. She'd really like to come home and get medical treatment at her local facilities there in Houston. However, if she wants to go home, she has to shell out $40,000 because she has to be medically evacuated home. $40,000. 4 stacks of large. $10K plus $10K plus $10K plus $10K. Did I mention $40,000? Did I mention kind of a nice luxury automobile worth of expense for one plane ride home so that she can get medical care? Have you figured out yet what the mistake that she made was? The very simple, could have paid $200 mistake that everybody should pay $200. I've never paid more than $200 for this, and the $200 negates the need to have the $40,000, and that is travel insurance. This lady did not have travel insurance. I'm not trying to give the lady a hard time, but I want to scare you. I want to scare you. Do you have $40,000 in your bank account? Do you have $40,000 under your mattress? Do you have $40,000 in a liquid stock account? Do you have $40,000 in an offshore account? Can you sell a kidney for $40,000? I think most of us, the answer to that question would be no. And so do you have $200 that you can buy travel insurance that covers emergency evacuation? I think most of us would say yes. I really hope this lady recovers. I hope that she's able to get home. Some family members have flown there during her recovery. Maybe she recovers there. Then she could take a regular flight home that doesn't cost $40,000. I hope that is the end of the story. But the sucky part of the story, full on suck right now, is stuck in Montego Bay waiting to get better because they don't have $40,000 and they do not have travel insurance. Are you still one of the bah humbug, we don't need travel insurance people? How many of these stories do I have to shove in your face before you realize it's a dumb play to not get the travel insurance? That's cruise news story number one, shoved in your face. Cruise news story number two has to deal with a Carnival and some changes. some changes that they're making. The first big change that they're making that people will probably dig is there's an old favorite that's been gone since the restart that's coming back, and that is the Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham breakfast. Breakfast at a restaurant where you can have a Seuss-inspired culinary morning meal, breaking your fast. Did you know that's what breakfast was? I don't know why I didn't really put that together, but that's the time where you break your fast. Like, if, unless you eat around the clock. But at some point, you should stop eating on one day and then start eating on the next day. And when you start eating on the next day, you're breaking your fast. And now you can do that with green eggs and ham. One of my favorite comedians from the 80s, Bobcat Goldthwait, said, wouldn't it have been cool if Dr. Seuss was performed Shakespearean style? And I remember this very distinctly from a cassette tape I had that I listened to a lot. Bob hit us with, "Wilt thou eat green eggs and ham? I wilt not eat them, Sam I am." I think I like Dr. Seuss better in the William Shakespeare style as performed by Bobcat Goldthwait. Do you like the green eggs and ham? Are you excited that this is coming back? I don't know the price that it is going to be. This is October the 1st it comes back. It used to be like $5. Probably will be more now. But have you had the green eggs and ham? Did you like it? All right, another change that Carnival is making is they are offering, they've said they've looked at the data. I love it when anybody looks at the data. In a letter sent out to travel advisors and to customers, they said, we looked at the data and we see that people love the room service and they want more room service options. Well, we're going to give it to them, and we're going to give it to them a la carte, which is a French word for saying you got to pay for it. 6 to 10, you can get free continental breakfast delivered to your cabin through the room service on Carnival. That's gratis. That's free. That's included in your price. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You don't have to come out of pocket for that 6 to 10 room service. However, for the rest of the day, for 10 o'clock on, there's now going to be an extensive, they haven't released the menu yet, an extensive room service menu for Carnival, and they're going to have items priced from $2 to $4, $2 to $6, $2 to $185. I don't know. It's going to cost you at least $2, and then you're going to pick all those items out. You're going to have to pay for each individual item. That should cut down on food waste, but that's how your room service is going to come to you a la carte. And look, I certainly think that some people will be excited to have more food options to choose from on the room service menu, but at the same time, I think there's going to be some people that are going to be a little PO'd that now everything is a la carte. How do other cruise lines do it, you may be asking? Well, Celebrity Cruise Line, for example, they have free room service 24/7. Disney Cruise Line, for example, they have basically free room service 24/7. They have some upcharge stuff. I did have room service on the Royal Caribbean ship that I just came off of. The way they do it is they have I wouldn't say it's an extensive room service menu, but they have, maybe 20 items that you can pick from, 20, 30 items. Anybody ever counted that? And they just charge you one flat fee of $7.95. And so essentially you can order as many of those items as you want. You pay the $7.95 surcharge. MSC, very similar. They've got different tiers on there, but the lowest class, I believe, is the Bella class. You can get room service where you pick the items and they charge you a $4.95 delivery fee. I think Norwegian is $9.99 for a delivery fee. So Carnival really kind of blazing a trail with some a la carte room service. And to be fair, those other lines, I think they do have some free room service for breakfast, the Continental. I'm just talking about the time that they start charging. Let me ask you this. So a la carte, that means that you're going to have to pay per item. Another French phrase that I like, a la mode, is when you put ice cream on top of something. That's pretty cool. I just want to ask my friends that live in Texas, particularly San Antonio, when you go and order apple pie, say at a restaurant in San Antonio, do you do like me and always tell the waitress to remember the a la mode? I don't think I'm even allowed back in San Antonio. I've never been in San Antonio. I'd love to go to that town because I would do that. All right. I got to tell you what Carnival is doing with the Wi-Fi, and I've got to tell you what's really chapping my backside from the casino. But before I get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, we can't go on together. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. Why do I need to subscribe, Tony? Why do you ask us every day? Well, so I can do this voice. I ask you every day because one of the big signals for YouTube is how many people watch the show right when it comes out. They want to know that the show is popping. They want to know that it's hot. They want to know that I look like I'm on fleek. They want to know that I'm giving you the entertainment. And so they're looking at how many people watch the show in the first hour. One of the ways to get the people to watch the show in the first hour is to hit them with a notification. And the only way to get notified is to be subscribed with the notification bell on. So I'm here. I'm here like Oliver Twist asking for another bowl of subscribers. Can I have more, sir? Can I have another subscriber? That's why I asked. Some people are like, oh, if you get 8 more subscribers, you'll make more money. Maybe indirectly, but the subscribing and the notification, it doesn't net me any coin. It's just a way to please the mighty YouTube gods. So, and I try to make the call to action, that's the technical term, I try to make the call to action entertaining, cruising. There's a little peel behind. Now let me share this with you before we get back into the Carnival Wi-Fi and the casino stuff. One of the cool features on the Royal Caribbean Oasis class ships, and something I've never partaken in, is the Rising Tides Bar. The Rising Tides Bar is a bar that goes between Deck 5 and Deck 8 where you can have some adult beverages. There's a lot of seating there, and it rises up and down. So it's aptly named the Rising Tide Bar. And even though I have not done the Rising Tide part, of course I filmed it, you see it, and I did talk to the people that are bartenders there. I wanted to know, what's it like for 8 hours a day, for 10 hours a day? What's it like to work on the Rising Tide Bar? And so I asked the bartender, what is it like to work on the Rising Tides Bar? And he said, well, it's like every other job. It's got its ups and downs. Whew. I've been waiting for a week to put that joke in the show. All right, in the casino, I've just started playing blackjack. We got any blackjack players out there? And I played craps my whole life, my whole gambling life. I turned 21 in 1992, and for however many years that is, like 30 years at this point, I've been a craps player. Well, recently I'd get tired of standing at the craps table. I hadn't had a lot of winning sessions, so I wanted to learn how to play blackjack. They say if you want to start learning how to play blackjack, that you should memorize the basic strategy. Some whiz-bang nerd, they did the math and they said, you know, based on certain set of circumstances, this is the way you should always play blackjack. It's still a losing endeavor unless you can get some sort of advantage by counting cards. I cannot count cards, and so I've done my best to memorize the basic blackjack strategy and the way it works for the uninitiated. Once you have your cards and the dealer has their up cards, based on what your cards are and based on what the dealer's up cards are, you're supposed to make a certain play. So, for example, if you're dealt 2 10s, you don't take any more cards because 2 10s equals 20 and you don't want to go over 21. And so that's a scenario where you would stay. That's a pretty easy scenario. The big bus cards for the dealers are 5 and 6. And so if the dealer has a 5 or a 6 showing, as long as your cards total over 10, you're supposed to stay. That's another easy call. Where people get in trouble is once they have 14, 15, 16 against a dealer's up card that is 10, a lot of people who haven't memorized the basic blackjack strategy, they don't know what to do. And look, it's questionable whether or not you hit a 16 versus a 10. Now the book, the basic strategy says you always do it. You're going to lose a lot, but those few times that you're going to win, it makes the most sense if you can't surrender the hand to hit the 16 against the 10. But if you don't hit the 16 against the 10, I got no beef with you. However, if you're sitting there with a 14 or a 15 against a 10 or a 9 or an 8 or a 7, you got to hit the hand. You got to hit the hand and never split 10s. I was so aggravated. It's so easy to get the basic strategy card. They'll let you take the basic strategy card to the table where you can look it up. That says the math says, if this is the scenario, this is what I should do. And I saw person after person not hitting a 14 or not hitting a 15 when they should. And you think, well, who cares? You play your hand, they play their hand. Well, what's different in blackjack than craps is it does matter. If somebody plays wrong, toward the end of the table, it could mess up what the dealer's supposed to do based on the math. All right. I think only blackjack people will get that, and I'm sorry for that. It's a fun time. I've had a great time with blackjack. I've got a betting strategy now. I just don't know when to quit. So that's what I have to learn. And I remember going through that process when I started playing craps. When do you walk away? Obviously, you walk away when you're up, but how do you know when you're up and you're not going to continue to go up, or when you're up and you're going to drop down? I'm still learning that. Had a great time playing blackjack on this cruise. If you take anything away from this, hit the 14 and the 15 against a 7, 8, 9, 10, or an ace. Don't be that person that doesn't do that. Okay, the Carnival Wi-Fi. Here's what they're doing. The guy said that, the jobs, it's got its ups and downs. I love that joke. Carnival Wi-Fi is going to increase in price. They didn't say how much it was going to increase in price, but starting on October the 1st, the blazing fast, I'm trying to say it with a straight face, the blazing fast Carnival Wi-Fi, and that's true for most cruise lines. There is no blazing fast cruise Wi-Fi, but Carnival, they're going to charge you more for the blazing fast Wi-Fi starting on the 1st of October. If you want to get locked in to the old price, you can pay for that crap now. Whew! Boom! How y'all doing? That is your cruise news for Sunday. Are you ready to kick this week? Right in the butt. I am. I'm ready to kick some week's butt. I just cracked my knuckles. Ugh. Let's do it. Let's go to war with this week, guys. I challenge you to have a great week out there. Life is hard sometimes. Life is great sometimes. But just know, there's at least one stranger on the internet that's got much love for the Loca fam. That's me. All right. A big shout out to everybody who met on the cruise this week. Shout out to all the crew members.
I'm learning how to choose the right audio apps for you. Which one do you want to use to listen to this?
Oh, Siri's so sweet. She's talking to me. I got a great video about what to do with your phone should you go in airplane mode. How does Wi-Fi work on the cruise? It's a little older video. It's still applicable. Make sure you check that video out. And look, do me a solid. Hit the like button. And unfortunately, if you don't hit the like button, the next time you go to the casino, well, everybody you're gambling with is going to make the wrong decision, and it's going to make you pull out what little hair you have left. You don't want that. Unless you're already bald, then you might be okay. Much love for the bald folks. Do you shave your head all the time? I don't know how that works. Check out the video about the cell phones at sea. Cell phones at sea. It's Tony for Lido, Loca. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. The Lido. What is that lyric? Bye.